Hello everyone, I'm Laurentius Kuncoro Probo Saputra. I'm a doctoral degree student from Mechatronic Engineering RMUTT. In this video, I want to explain how to control a DC motor using closed loop PID controller. In this presentation, we have an objective that we want to control the RPM motor using PID closed loop controller. For the schematic diagram, we can make the connection like this picture. And in this picture, we use ESP32 and then motor driver, DC motor, and DC power supply. This power supply, I use 9 volt. And then for the motor driver, I use L298N. After that, I use one DC motor. And for the connection to the ESP32, we use 3 line or 3 pins with 1 pins for PWM control, and then the 2 pins to control the rotation direction. So we can set forward or backward. As a closed loop controller, we use a sensor to get the output as a feedback to the controller. So the controller can know how much the error from our desired output with the output. So the controller can make correction and make the next output is have a small error. So for the input, we use as a set point with a PWM value, and also the controller can get the input. After that, the controller will make will rotate, and after that we can measure how much the RPM value. So the RPM value as an output, we compare with our desired output, and then we can get the error. So the error is used for the comparison with our set point. If the error is bigger, so the controller should make the error more smaller than before. So for this system, the input we use as a PWM value, and the output is RPM motor. And we use encoder sensor for a feedback signal from the RPM motor output. For this experiment, I use a RoboCar kit like this one, like this in this picture. So we will create ESP32 program using Arduino IDE to control RPM motor using PWM value with PID algorithm. PWM value is input using serial command. I'm sorry, it's not a PWM, but we set the RPM value as a set point, as our set point, so we can control the RPM. After that, we compare the output from the motor to our set point. Is that any difference or not? So we move to Arduino program. Here I already modification this program with our previous program for the open loop controller. So in this program, I edit the PID algorithm to error correction. So we start from the beginning for the code, and this is the variable for encoder sensor, and this variable is to driver motor configuration. For ENA is a PWM pin, and in 1 and in 2 is for configuration rotation direction. Yeah. the motor direction forward or backward, and then this variable is used to calculate the RPM and serial input. After that, this variable is to calculate the RPM with the old position, the counter, and the new position of the counter in encoder. This variable for interval, we measure the rotation per second with this using this variable, and this variable is for PID algorithm. We have PWM control, error, integral, error derivative, PID, last error, error old, and set point RPM and output RPM. And the last, for the initialization for the variable, we also have a KP, KI, and KD variable. This KP, KI, and KD variable we can tune to get the best response for the control motor. And this function, IRAM ATTR ENCA, is a interrupt function that is a trigger from the external interrupt, digital pin interrupt. So when any sense from sensor, the new position variable will increment. And we go to setup function. This for serial configuration, and this is for pin configuration as an input or as an output. For the sensor, we set as an input, and for the driver motor, we set for the output. And don't forget to activate the external interrupt with this function, attach interrupt, digital pin to interrupt with this is the pin, the encoder pin, yeah, encoder pin. So when we sense any different state in an encoder, we activate the interrupt function. With the interrupt function that we have is a ENCA. The different condition we will sense with a rising mode. Rising mode is when the condition from low and change to the high condition, we activate this interrupt. After that, we put this command to waiting for the serial input as an RPM set point. So after the serial input already inputted, we can get, or we can check in the serial buffer. So if the serial buffer available more than zeros, so we can know that in the serial buffer has data. After that, we read the data. In default, the data from serial monitor is in string. So if we want to calculate in an integer, we convert to integer data type. After that, we check for the validation for the input or for the number. If the number is not equal 0 or start with 0 or more less than 123 is valid. After that, we can set the KP, KI, and KD in this system with this number. This number I already have a lot experiment to find the best number or the best value for KP, KI, and KD. So I use this value to be used in a PID algorithm, but you can change this value as your experiment, so you can know the motor response and how the motor can keep the desired keep the output same with our desired output. So after that, we configure the forward direction for the motor. In the loop function, we can see that in this block, also with the function in the setup function, ini this block is used to check the data input from the serial and convert it to integer. After that, we can calculate the RPM in interval in 1 second. So after we input our desired RPM, we should know output from the RPM output from the motor. So we can calculate with this one for the RPM, and we can check the error with set point minus output RPM. Our set point RPM minus output RPM. And then we use the PID algorithm here. So the system can make correction to get the small error. After that, if we in the end we can get the PID value. So PID value it will be used to control the PWM value. So in this line, we save the PID to PWM control, but we should make sure that the PID value has range in 0 until 255. So we use a constraint function to make sure that PID value in range start from 0 to 255. After that, we set the PWM value in ENA pin is a PWM pin with the PWM control value. In the end, the error alt is updated with the current error. So we can make the output to our serial monitor to know the motor response. So we can run this code. For the output, we use serial plotter here. Yeah, for the serial plotter, we can use to know, and for the robocar, you can see this one. Okay, the response. Okay, I arrange my screen here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Before you run this code, you should upload to the ESP32, and in this serial monitor we can input our desired RPM. For example, I want to set 200. So the motor response is like this. From 0 RPM, and the motor already rotate, already get in 200 RPM with the response is like this one. So if we want to change the RPM value, for the example, I want to change 300. Okay, we can see the motor response like this. So if our set point is 300 and our output RPM from motor is 291. Okay, like this one. If we decrease the RPM now, for example, I decrease to 100 RPM. So the motor should decrease the RPM and can follow like this one. Okay, for example, if I set again in 250. Okay, if I set 250 and maybe I change again because I had a trouble in power DC motor. Oh, sorry, this power supply. So I start again with 100. Is the response and the settling time. Okay. Now the motor output already stable in around 100 RPM. So I want to start again with input 200 RPM. Okay, we can see the response motor has an overshoot here, but the rising time is very fast, and try to make the RPM stable in 200 RPM. And I want to make again in 250 RPM. Okay, the rising time is more slowly, but no overshoot here. And for this time, the motor is already stable in 250 RPM. So if we put the load in the wheel, the output RPM will decrease, but the controller will try to make the RPM stable in 250 because our set point is 250 RPM. But if I release my hand, the motor rotation will faster. Okay, but the motor will be control again the RPM to our desired output or our set point in 250. It's like this one. So if I set a new set point again in 300, okay, the motor response is like this, no overshoot, but the rising time is slower. So I will try to stop the motor. Okay, the response is like this, and I try to set the RPM in 250. So we can see a smaller overshoot here, but the rising time is maybe is faster, but we can see any oscillation to make the RPM stable in 250. Yeah, and I try to put the load again with my hand. The RPM decrease, but the controller try to make the RPM to get our set point, same with our set point. But if I release my hand, the rotation is high, but the controller will decrease the RPM to our set point again. I stop the motor. So this is my experiment to implement when I use a PID controller as a closed loop controller. So the system can set the output equal our desired output. But in this closed loop controller or closed loop system, with a PID we should tuning the KP, KI, and KD value to get the best response for our system. Okay, thank you. This is the end of my explanation. I hope you can understand with this experiment and example, so you can try to implement the PID controller in your system. Thank you very much.